everybody, check it out. Behind me is the new Rivian R2. This is one of the most highly anticipated vehicles of 2024. So we've seen the R1 both in truck and SUV configuration. Those have been out for a few years now, but this is the new kid on the block. It's much more affordable, it's quite a bit smaller, and in this video we're going over all the details surrounding the R2, everything you need to know, everything that we currently know, and talk about where this fits into the marketplace. So let's get over some basics. Visually, yeah, it does look pretty similar to the R1, especially in the front with that long, continuous LED light bar that extends the width of the vehicle, the oval running lights around the headlights, the way the roof kind of flattens out at top and then makes a vertical fall toward the rear, the cut line. But every body panel on the R2 is new compared to the R1, and the overall length is something like 15 inches shorter. Sorry, trying to jump around everyone. So 15 inches shorter than the R1, which is wild. This is a much smaller vehicle. It's actually shorter overall length than a Tesla Model Y. It's 185 and a bit inches, and the Model Y is right around 187 inches long. So this is a fairly compact vehicle, but of course, much taller than the Model Y. Now, it comes in a couple of different motor configurations. So there is a two-wheel drive option for those that want to save some money. It's going to be a rear-wheel drive configuration, but there is also a dual and tri-motor configuration coming. So if you want all-wheel or four-wheel drive capability, well, that will be available in the R2. Now, range figures, still a little mushy, but they're saying right around, well, they're actually saying over 300 miles of range. We don't know the battery capacity. Mobile Mama, sorry, I apologize. Trying to jump around everybody here, but over 300 miles of range and 0 to 60 times. On the quickest model, they're saying well under 3 seconds. This is pretty funny, trying to shoot around everybody. Now, we're talking about the price at the end of this video because that is the big news. But the next thing you need to know about this vehicle is it is 2-row only. So the R1S is available in 3 rows with, of course, that third set of seats behind the back seats. This is only first and second row, but it does have some tricks up its sleeve. Those front seats do fold down flat, completely flat. So it's pretty common for second rows to fold flat, but the front row folds flat. Now, obviously, you can't drive with the front seat folded, but it is good for camping. And that second seat, the passenger seat, folds flat for those long pieces of trim or skis or whatever you may need to extend the entire length of the vehicle. You can do so in the R2. Now, let's talk a little bit more about the design. Out back, once again, very similar to the R1, but this is a unique difference. That right there, that's a hole, and that's because that rear window does slide down into the rear gate. It's a lift back, and then there's a little thing that extends out, so you do have some seating capability back there, but they wanted to fold down that window so you can do, well, let's be honest, Forerunner stuff, and the rear quarters also pop out a little bit so you can vent as well. Let's take a look at the interior. Now, this vehicle is locked, unfortunately, but we can't get a good look at what exactly is going on. There is some similarities. The overall dash layout with the center-mounted screen, and then, of course, a smaller screen there in front of the steering wheel is very similar. The steering wheel is new, and we do have these little capacitive little circles that can, knobs, that's the word I'm looking for, come on Micah, that you can spin and control various functions throughout the vehicle. It has 2 glove boxes. They're overcompensating a little bit over the lack of glove box in the R1. One there in front of the passenger and one in the middle, perhaps one for each glove. And yeah, once again, complete lack of buttons, switches, knobs in the R2. Similar to the R1. Now, some differences, they actually remove the speakers out of the door to give you some more storage space so you can carry your big bottles. I think that's really, really cool. And let's go a little bit more into some tech specs. There's not a ton we know about this vehicle. It's got 4695 battery cells, cylindrical cells, compared to the 21 millimeter in the R1. So a pretty chunky cell, and we don't know the battery capacity, but we do know that the battery is integrated into the floor, and it is a structural battery pack, so it is used to support the rigidity of the vehicle. This is a new vehicle that we have a video over at TFL EV on, the new R3, and this vehicle actually shares its platform with the R2, but it's 5 inches shorter than the R2. So if this is even too big for you, Rivian is coming out with a smaller alternative. All right, let me slide out in front of everybody here, and we'll try to get a shot of the front. Lots of YouTubers out here you might recognize. All right, so front does open, front trunk, pretty sizable from the pictures of it, but we haven't seen it in person yet. But if you want some additional storage in the front, you can do it in the R2. See what else? What am I missing? It's got the flashlight in the door. Talked about that. 11 cameras, 5 radars, and the availability. Well, they're saying first half of 2026. So that's still some time out, right? We're in the beginning of 24, so we're still a couple years away. And initially we thought that they were going to start production in the new factory they're building down south, but production actually starts at their current facility in Illinois. Really interesting. So they're starting production in Illinois, and then the new factory will come online eventually, but they're targeting first half of 2026. Wow. Everyone's getting everyone's way here. All right, I'm gonna try to scoot around to the side without getting in everyone's way. It's pretty tough. All right, now some other questions I have. What's the towing capacity? Well, the answer is we simply don't know. They haven't announced towing capacity. All right, the Rivian folks popped open the doors in the R2. We can take a look at the rear seat. Really cool little two-tone design with the dark gray on the light gray. And then look, we can also take a look at the inside there. So very similar overall to the R1 design. That wood on the dashboard, they said, by the way, is structural to the car, to the interior design. So that wood is needed to keep everything in place. We got air vents in the rear and USB-C ports back there, which is cool. And we even have the USB-C in the back of the seat with the little coat hook. I like that quite a lot. And then, of course, you got that full panoramic glass roof there. We got our friends over at Mach-E Vlog doing some vlogging, and let's check out the front trunk. All right, pretty good size. Got a little space here, looks like, for your washer fluid. Nice. Pretty high liftover height to get stuff in, but not bad. I think that's a usable space. Man, this thing is very similar to R1. It's like someone shrunk down an R1, made it much more compact. Very cool. What about wheels and tires? Well, we don't have that air suspension, so we don't have that like 15 inches of the ground clearance that Rivian claims. Instead, it's about 9.8, but 275, what's that? 275, 45 R21. So it's about a 32-inch tall tire. And then it does have the integrated recovery points in the front. So the capability might not be quite the level of the R1, but you certainly will have at least some capability. Oh, here's the trunk too. So this is that little tray that folds out, allows you to sit on it. So that's pretty useful. It doesn't have the split fold of the R1, but it does have a little fold down area, which is very, very cool. All right, folks, now let's talk about the big news. So the pricing. R1 S, 70, 80, 90 grand realistically, especially with a bunch of options and the 4-motor setup. R2, they're targeting mid-40s. They said $45,000. Now that's a big price drop, right? And competition, Tesla Model Y, Ford Mustang Mach-E, Hyundai Ioniq 5, and the big one for me is going to be the upcoming Scout EV. So lots of big movements going on with Rivian here today. I'm excited to see the price finally coming down on what is one of the most highly anticipated vehicles of 2024. And folks, I would love to hear your feedback. What do you think of the new Rivian R2? Are you excited about it? A little bit on the fence? Be sure to leave me a comment in the section below. Big thank you to Rivian for inviting me out here to check out these vehicles, and big thank you to my fellow journalists for being accommodating as I tried to squeeze through in every shot. As always, this has been Tommy. We'll see you on another episode. Thank you so much for watching.